Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans! To another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and man, oh man, Ringside crew, we are here to hang out with a fellow wrestling fan and also hashtag support independent wrestling. This lady loves independent wrestling as much as I, and she's also a content creator. Introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
Hey y'all, I'm Sienna Video, or call me SC Video for short though. Yeah, so I am a wrestling content creator, but I am also a broadcaster. So pretty much I do ring announcing, backstage correspondent, and I did do color commentary for 3 different independent wrestling promotions, as well as I am currently in training to be a wrestling manager and referee.
Ooh, that's awesome. So who's currently training you if you're allowed to divulge that information?
Absolutely. So I've been in training for 10 months now, and it has been a huge change in my life, especially with the perspective of wrestling. So currently, I am training at Stoner U in Oakland, California, and my trainers are Rick Scott Stoner and Scotty Rick Stoner, known as the Stoner Brothers, as well as Anton Voorhees, which all 3 of them are featured in Hood Slam, GCW, and other independent wrestling promotion.
Wow, that's awesome. So now that you're kind of on the opposite side of the wall this time now training, what has been the toughest part of the training you think so far?
So in the beginning, like for training, like I was having a hard time trying to keep up with like different moveset, especially taking bumps. Because the only thing that you gotta like able to do like while in training is you gotta like trust yourself, but also trusting your body at the same time. Because in the beginning, it's gonna be very hard, like no joke. And for that is that you have to make sure just to able to like give up your body, to able to take certain bumps. But then at the same time, you got to make sure to learn not to get hurt as well too. So there's comes in time where it's like I'm trying, like, okay, I got this, and then boom, no, it didn't. It's just all about taking repercussion, but it's also able to like get more dedication into your routine too, and including to corporate things as well. And that's what I've been learning like throughout these couple months too. I'm still like, in a work in progress, but it's just taking baby steps at a time. And it's getting better like each time, but then it's just gonna able to like work harder at most. So the main thing is just, able to be more dedicated and also being passionate at the same time.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're also like a commentator. Do you ever have to like really do your notes about the guys that you're like commentating for? Because I know a lot of wrestlers, like commentators, like the classics, like JR, King, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon. Have you ever like taken notes from the way they do their commentary and like trying to like dot it into a little bit of the stuff you like your side of it?
So the thing of it is when it comes to like commentary, but also I'm gonna add ring announcing into the mix too, is just to able to like study like each of the character where they do, but also with ring announcing too, is just able to like study like how different ring announcer has like their different styles of it as well. Like for the commentary aspect, I did study Bobby the Brain Heenan, also Jerry Lawler, Gorilla Monsoon as well. And even as of recent, and we're going into the modern time now, Don Callis. Since
Ooh,
he
yeah.
does like the wrestling managing, and he also does like color commentator, whoever, like, his faction, the Don Callis family in AEW is like it's in a match, he does color commentary. So those are the ones that I did actually like study mostly though, like the ones that is from old school aspect and also in the modern aspect as well. And then for like the ring announcing aspect of it too, like Lillian Garcia has been one of my biggest influence in wrestling when it comes to ring announcing, since I did started watching wrestling as a little girl, but like I'll get into that like in a sec. And so like her stage presence is like very electrifying, especially the way that she just like, introducing, in like kind of like more like into the professional manner too. I did also study a little bit of Howard Finkel as well.
Boy.
And mhm, and as I mentioned about modern times, like of course, this is when she used to be in WWE, Samantha Irvin as well. The way she has like a different like ring announcing presence too, and like adding into her own spin of it as well. And so it's just like able to like de- allocate like what you need to like able to add into your own craft when you're just doing like your commentary or like in the ring announcing aspect of it too. It's just adding like into your own twist, you know.
Yeah, that's the most important part. When you do your ring announcing, not everybody has to sound like legendary Howard Finkel or Lillian Garcia or even Don Callis or the people, maybe the guy from ECW, like if you're in that age gap, or like even further back, WCW's famous voice, the guy,
Hmm.
everybody's famous voice. This is Sting. You know what I mean? You have to make it in yourself. I tried ring announcing, even though the promoter wrote, "Do you the promoter wrote for me the card of the wrestlers where they're from and everything? Do you have to like really like have that card on hand and make sure it's not too you that day you were in a rush writing it and you wrote the name of the guy really grainly and you're like coming down the aisle from Mississippi, but huh? Like
So when I
like
started doing the ring announcing, like the first thing I've noticed is like you have to like come up to them to just to get the correct information. So that's what I did, is just like able to like write down, but I write it down on my phone first before actually write it down to a flashcard. I had one promotion did actually gave me like the own like their own card with the graphic of it. I'm not going to mention that promotion's name because I did have like a huge falling out in the past, but I'm not going to mention it. But then as soon as like I work for the same promotion, like so for example, I am currently working for Full Queer Wrestling for Rights, which is a San Francisco based nonprofit wrestling company in San Francisco that is LGBTQ plus friendly, of course. And the more that like I get to know more of the wrestlers and just like writing, putting it down on my phone and just typing it in, I always want to make sure that I got the correct information. And I have like a list of like wrestlers like that I worked for in other promotions, because like I'll be seeing them again in the different promotion, and just make sure just to get anything that is like clarifying, is there any gimmick changes going on, any info that is changing. And so just to keep it more in the correct manner, because who knows if they're going to be using the same gimmick in one promotion and then the next, especially when it comes to like if they're a baby face or a heel, because it can be interchangeable sometimes.
yeah. So
Hmm.
with you being in the indie scene I would count like I'm from the East Coast, so you're on the West Coast. Have you ever scouted and looked at any of the wrestlers, the male or female wrestlers, or like everybody? As I say, dudes at ringside is for everybody. So like the regular wrestlers, the gay wrestlers, the trans. Like, have you looked at the other communities in the other states, like on the East Coast, to see like, wow, you guys should come over here. I think it'd be fun. Like have you scouted ever?
So I normally go to shows as a fan just to have a great time and also like study and learning how it goes. So I've gone to Canada before, which is the promotion I've gone to. And fun fact, it was the first ever independent wrestling promotion I gone to, and that was back in 2017. Alpha One Wrestling, which is like more of like a family friendly type of show. And of course, fun fact, it's been currently run by NXT star Ethan Page.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I've been seeing that promotion, and also like I went to an 18 plus promotion, which is like my first ever like 18 plus independent wrestling show called Death Pro Fight Club, also in Ontario, Canada. But they were running their shows in Hamilton, but they do run it in like other cities, like nearby the Toronto area. So that's what I got the first experience of, like, the difference between like an all family show versus like the one that's like an 18 plus. And then from there on, I scour different independent wrestling promotion, whether it's just big or small. And outside of the West Coast, like I've gone to one independent wrestling promotion show, which is like a big indie show supercard that happened last year during SummerSlam weekend called Converge, which I was like pretty impressed by how they were pretty running, and especially adding like, the titles like from one promotion to another, and then each of the promotions has them representing, like Pro Wrestling Revolver got involved, Ruthless Pro got involved, and then also Alpha One Wrestling got involved as well for the
Wow.
Converge show, like all the way from Canada to Cleveland, Ohio, and
Wow.
also like other independent promotion like based in like the Midwest so far they came together. And then of course you have is GCW that is based in New Jersey, but sometimes they normally come to the West Coast, mainly in the LA area for their show. However, I did went to the show in New Jersey this year at SummerSlam weekend, and I definitely did get the environment from GCW, like from the East Coast to the West Coast. But then at the same time, it's all about like how lively like these fans are really enjoying the most too. Like
Yeah.
definitely did see different aspects of like when it's just like a family friendly 18 plus show, or even if it's like a show that is like an all death match wrestling, or even more entertainment based too. It's
Yeah.
just like a big smorgasbord out there for different style, different types of like independent wrestling, whether it's just a small local or like a big notable name, or even internationally known as well. Because I have gone to a Tokyo Joshi Pro show,
Ooh.
and I actually did go on to a DDT Pro show, which it was part of the GCW collective as well. Yeah.
So I also noticed you had like your wish list. People asked you on Instagram today. I was looking at it like the day we interviewed this. You had to like you asked the fans questions. So
Hmm.
you said that you wanted to travel out of the
Yes,
country. Where
correct.
was that one place you said you was your dream place to travel?
My dream destination is has to be Japan though. I
Mm,
actually like love the culture in Japan, especially the different aesthetic of it as well. And then when it comes to wrestling, there are really amazing promotions out there besides New Japan Pro Wrestling, as I mentioned, Tokyo Joshi Pro, DDD Pro, Pro Wrestling Noah, also Marvelous too, and Pro Wrestling
Florida, right?
Diana, Chaka Pro, and so much. I do wanted to check out like some of the shows out there too, and get like the vibe of it, because I've gone to actually like the shows that is like Joshi based wrestling, also with New Japan too coming to United States. I definitely did get the different environment as well.
Yeah.
So it is something that I would love to like visit, like just going on vacation, just touristy stuff, but then also I need to watch some good wrestling in general too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So like
Hmm.
with the also you being a content creator, and I know you're very focused on the independent scene right now. Do you still
Yes.
have time to jump back and like go back and watch some AEW or some WWE content for your channel, or has it slowly becoming like an independent wrestling channel like mine?
So the thing of it is that I do stop watching WWE after SummerSlam for obvious reason. But then again, it's like, but I did catch up with the highlights. But when it comes to AEW, I mainly watch just the pay-per-views itself too, and then catch up with the highlights of it too. So pretty much like my content creation has changed drastically since I did started training, and then notice like more and more people, like my friends in the content creation space are actually shying away from doing WWE and just doing more on like other independent wrestling promotion, or even just AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling as well though. So I'm just trying to find like more of a balance of like, adding like AEW content, but also like getting more words of like independent wrestling. And also, I just wanted to like, help anyone, that is like really new to like independent wrestling, like, check out these promotions to like the do's and don'ts and whatnot, because like when it comes to like wrestling content creation, everybody is like doing what they're doing. Like we have a lot of resources, like our phone, that is like main thing. They like, do short form content or doing like a think piece or anything. And it's starting to become more and more popularized now, that is that like I've seen different wrestling content creator mainly talking about WWE, and then there's some is talking about AEW, but then I have not seen much about independent wrestling, like from
That's sad.
others too.
I find that super sad
Exactly.
because there's so much bright. You probably get you may agree with me, may not. I find the independent wrestling scene so un un like a here we go, a summer bush of strawberries. It's shining with like the glistening with the water just getting off of it, and there's not enough people going in to go get them strawberries. But little content creators like us that just now we know, because I've been doing this podcast for 4 years. I've seen
Hmm.
so many bright stars get chosen up into the big leagues, and I'm like, why did they have to get taken away? Like Billy Starks, she's in AEW now.
Hmm.
I remember. I feel like I wish I had the Wayback Machine on here, like doo 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 doo, like Wayne's World. I had her on Dudes at Ringside her second year in independent wrestling. And now she is I am so proud of her. She has a rep now, so she can't really message me back, but I am so proud of her. She is absolutely killing it in AEW, and I'm like, look at that girl. So proud of her. Shout out to Billy. Like, yeah, got my blue shirt on too. See,
Nice.
Space Jesus. She'll never not be Space Jesus. That's Space Jesus.
Hmm.
But I find independent wrestling the most. People come to me when they don't watch wrestling, independent wrestling. They go, Joe, what do you think about this? Should I go to this show? And I'm just like, I have not seen a poster yet. And I go, I see the big star, of course, if they're got Florida, Gangrel, CCW. Definitely. If you ever go to Florida, definitely check out CCW. Because not only do you get a chance to see Fangin' and Bangin' Mr. Gangrel, there's so many talented wrestlers on that roster that it could be the star of the show. Like, I've had a lot of his wrestlers on the podcast, and it's such a bright future for independent wrestling
Hmm.
that it's so amazing to think that you can go to a little tiny show in a shack in the middle of a small town and you see a poster and you never know who you'll meet. I met a female wrestler that I was chatting for like for 2 or 3. It sounds like it sounds like I'm like hitting on her, but I knew the lady for like 2 or 3 years. And I walk over to the table and she looked up and she said, "Hey, Randy," and I'm like, we're breaking the fourth wall now. I'm like, "Oh, hey, Deb," and the guys were like, oh, called her by her real name, and she's one of the bigger women's wrestlers, Autumn Breeze. Ah, sorry, Autumn. She loves me, but meeting these people at this small venue for like a nice big show, and then there was people that have never been to the shows before and they bought the tickets because they saw one name on there. But like I find if you find the small show, you may find wrestlers you never met and you never see. And then there's the bigger shows that bring the big name in, but the big name really doesn't the little names don't get the highlight, and it's the big name wrestler that they put in the middle of the poster. They're only going to see John. They're not going to come see Johnny the Fireman or Jack the Fisherman. They're going to go see Hulk Boulder. Oh man, Hulk Boulder. Let's go get his autograph and take his picture with him. But John the Fisherman and Jack the Barber are like sitting at their tables. Their merch is just collecting dust, and they have to go home without money. You know, and I feel having that big guy in the roster could make or break the show. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely do, because I do see like when it comes to like certain fans, like it all depends like if they want to go to a show because of like which talent they're going to be bringing in too. And I've seen that in multiple times from like some of the people that I know, like my close friends and whatnot too. And it's just about like like, when the show came about, like if they're gonna be like seeing, also they wanted to see like which matchup they're looking forward to. If they see like the matches like the matches that are finalized before the show, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go because this and this is in the show. I know this match is gonna be amazing and such and such though. But when they see like who's in the flyer of the show, like in a later day before announcing the match, they'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna skip it so far. And honestly, it all based on them and their preference too. Like as much as like I try to go see as much shows that I can, see who's in the card, and like this is going to be good. Definitely want to check it out. But then there's instances where like some are going to check on the independent wrestling show because of a bigger name that's in the flyer that's going to be there, especially when it comes to the meet and greet as well. And for that, it's like, I get it. Like, you just want to see that particular wrestler live and just see like their matches and whatnot. Also, like the thing is too is like you're actually like supporting the companies because of like who they're bringing to, not
Yeah.
what other talent it can do. And honestly, it's kind of like honestly, I know the independent wrestling company is doing the best just to like bringing in like revenue and money, but at the same time, it's like I wish they would have like showcased even more talents. And I know like other promotion, they're actually showcasing more talents, which I fully appreciate them so much because we do have incredible independent wrestling talents all over the world that definitely deserve the much love and much recognition as they need it to, especially the ones that are like already rising star. They definitely deserve to get like more recognition as it is too. And that is like pushing like how independent wrestling is supposed to be too for that. I just wish like for the fans, it's like it doesn't matter like which talent that is in the flyer, but also you got to support like the other talents that are working their butts off, making their name for themselves too. But then like there's comes in time where it's like, independent wrestling promotion has like a very questionable like bookings or how the way they run it too though. And also like bringing in talent that has like a very questionable behavior as well too. And so with my content, I did posted one video saying that in order to like to say to the fans that want to check out their independent wrestling show for the first time, just do your thorough research of the history of the promotion, also which talent they're bringing and all that, because there are some independent wrestling companies that has like a very bad reputation due to like the action they've done in the past, also like the talents they brought in that is like problematic and so on too. And that's kind of like affecting like some of like the independent wrestling region, also with the fans too. So it's up to the fans to ever design like how they should spend their very hard-earned money, and especially who are they supporting at the same time as well too. It's all about the fans, and they're the ones that has the power to make sure independent wrestling is thriving, but also making sure to make it more wearable at the same time.
Yeah. Like like again, you're gonna agree with me. I know you may not, but um, we're spending our hard-earned money to go to this show that we've been seeing for possibly months, and then we get to the show, which we saw the card, and then we get to the show, and then it says that small writing, like Hunter always says, "Card subject to change."
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this big main event that's supposed to be a cage match, and we get to the show, and Billy the Fisherman couldn't show up because he had car trouble. So we need an opponent. So there's this young uprising star that wears red glasses, and he's just a commentator, and he was taking training. So they say, "Hey Joe, you want to take a bump tonight?" Okay. So they have me go into a match, joking. Like this is a storyline. I take a bump, I do my match, and the wrestling fans are like, "Can we see more of Joe?" We want to see more of maybe he has a manager, you know, like what if they have another commentator that wants to be his manager that night? You know what I mean? Like then the fans want to come back and see more of that and more see what else they could bring out and squeeze out of this young talent that nobody knew who they were before they stepped foot behind the ropes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like honestly, like it all based on the promoters, like who are they booking with, especially like if they have like a backup plan as well. Like I can't say like, for majority of the independent wrestling companies, because I know they have like a different plan of action, like what if that situation is happening and whatnot. So for that, like they know that they're booking like talent that has already been trained already and already like, getting a couple bookings. That is like, as soon as like they got a green light from their trainers as well, because that's the thing that we're actually changing with independent wrestling. Like I've seen a post yesterday on Facebook and someone saying, here's a word of advice, stop booking untrained talents. And that
Yep.
is like one of the big issues for it, because like I've seen I've seen like small brand independent wrestling promotion booking talents that has like training that is like less than 6 months or not at all, getting booked at a show. And that is like a complete red flag as
Yep.
well. And also it's actually hurting not just the promotional credibility, not just the region, but also independent wrestling in general as well, too. And so for that, like it's all about the promoters, what is the best for their judgment, and also like if they already have like a plan B or a plan C in motion as well. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes to like broadcasters and commentators as well, because like we also have like special guest commentator too, which is like the wrestling talents or manager that's been training, for years and years. And of course, like the ones that are like pretty notable, they'll definitely will step in and do the job as well. But it's also like based on like the companies and the plan of action as well, and especially trying to prevent it,
Yeah.
especially with the reputation in independent wrestling as a whole.
So like a week of the show, do you have like your because you go to your shows, you're right now you're commentating or you're ring announcing. Do you have your outfit for that show set up? Do you know if you're going to be a ring announcer or a backstage interviewer yet? Or I like to say it to
I
the wrestler. Yeah, yeah. Go on, sorry.
I actually do. Like I only bring like two outfits total to make sure like, okay, this is the outfit I'm gonna be wearing, just in case. And then just in case if there's like it doesn't fit or there's like a rip or tear or is it dirty, I have like a backup outfit at all time. So like for commentators or ring announcers, like we normally carry our like, one or two outfits total just in case. But it all depends on like which event that you're actually working for. For instance, like the my last booking was at a street fair, and it's gonna, I know, like, based on like the demographic and where's it gonna be located and all that, it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna wear my business casual outfit and that's it. And I did bring like one change of clothes just in case if it started to get dirty,
Yeah.
which thank goodness it did not happen and all that too. But it's just all about like, able to have like a backup of a outfit and a backup as well, based on like where's it going to be at the show.
Yeah, that could be a tough spot for you as like a ring announcer. Like you get in the ring and all of a sudden, if you're wearing jeans and that scary moment that you're getting in, and all of a sudden you hear the tear, and it's not the
Mhm.
back, it's the leg, like your pant ripped. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
or if you're pulling the jeans out off the hanger and you put it on the wall, notice there's a rip in the back. Like
Mhm.
what kind of process do you find the repair person backstage in that situation, or do you see if there's like a tailor in the back, or do you go look for a store that's near the arena that you or gym or school that you're at? What do you do?
I normally bring my sewing kits just in case if anything happens. But then at the same time, it's that um always bring like a backup outfit out all the time. I do have like extra outfits in my car, because technically I always go after work to go out and whatnot. So like yeah, I have like my outfits there too. But in hindsight, I always bring my sewing kits because like the thing about when it comes to like when you're at the venue, if there's like a nearby store or there's not, you always have to become prepared all the time. Like I brought in like tons of like my broadcasting kit as I call, like my flashcard. I got like 5 pens, my throat coat, my cough drops, also my tea and also liquid IV powder packet as well too, just in case I'm thirsty. I also have my first aid kit and also my sewing kit and then other stuff too. Because knowing like if I'm like booking like somewhere else where it's like limited of like distance of the stores, I always have to bring them with me at all time.
Yeah. If my fans want to follow you on social media, is there where can they find you?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram at Sienna underscore Chanel underscore. I'm also on TikTok at Sienna underscore Chanel 2.0. I have a YouTube channel as well at Sienna underscore Chanel underscore. And that's pretty much it. I normally post content like whenever I can. I'm trying to get back into things since I actually am going through in my personal life. I had a death in the family last month though, so I'm just trying to take a swing of it as well. And also like, also like make sure to check out which next show that I'll be booked at and all that. And again, thank you so much for having me, Joe. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Yes. Fellow independent lover. Well, that sounded wrong. Love independent wrestling lover. There you go. That's better.
Yeah.
Independent lover. It's like independent, and they're all going, what kind of freaky shit are they into? No, independent wrestling. God damn it. But thank you again. It was so much fun. Don't forget the fans. Don't forget to follow Reverse Mirror. Don't forget to follow her on all of her social medias. And as I always say, support independent wrestling. I am Joe Panther III. You can find me on Instagram right here on the Joe Panther Variety Show and subscribe, and share for all the information for myself and this awesome guest I had. I am Joe Panther III.
I'm Sienna Shinavidea.
And we will catch you in the next one.